Kang Ling.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Kang Ling?
I'm still good. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good. I'm feeling much better, thank you, after my operation.
Oh, so you're okay now?
Oh yeah, I'm okay. So I had my appendix out. Do you know
Okay.
what this is? An appendix?
Like you can go out of the hospital and come home?
Yes. Oh yes, yes. I was only in the hospital for 2 days.
Oh, yeah, that's so fast.
Yeah, very fast. Yeah, not for
Yeah.
long. Not for long. So I'm fine now, thank you.
Okay, I hope you're
O-
fine.
Okay. Have you had a good week?
Yeah, started a
Oh,
good week,
that's
maybe.
great.
But
That's
it's still busy.
still too busy. Still very busy. Yeah. Anyway, looking forward to seeing you again in 4 weeks. 4 weeks I will be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Uh, okay.
Yeah. In 4 weeks from today. Yeah. Four weeks from today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, I
4 weeks
understand.
from today. You understand. Good. So I look forward to seeing you then.
Yes, I'm waiting for you to see me.
Yeah. Be great. Hello, Nokian.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Nokian?
I wish I'm brave enough to write you an email to ask you about your operation. But well,
That's okay.
I'm thinking about if I write to you an email, you at the hospital. Oh, this guy.
I,
I will grab my mistake again. I have to fix this, and it will
that's
have a
okay.
bad effect on your.
Yeah, I was only
Treatment.
at the hospital for 2 days, so very quick. But also, you could write me email because I still had my phone with me, so I could read the emails on my phone. Okay.
I think it will have a bad effect on your treatment because I have too much grammar mistake.
Don't worry, I am used to that. That's fine. That's fine, Nokia. Hello, Trami.
Hi, teacher. How are
How are
you?
you? I'm good. I'm much better. Thank you, Trami. How are you?
I'm good too.
Good. Yeah, so I'm feeling much better now.
Yes. Have you
Yeah.
received my email?
Yes. I replied to you. Did you see my
Yes.
reply? Yeah.
I haven't checked it.
Yes. Please check. I replied to you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your email. Okay. Hello, Baotran.
Hello, teacher.
How are you?
I'm fine. Always.
Always fine. Good. Not too busy, I hope. Hello, Viet Ang. Hello, Viet Ang.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Viet Ang?
I'm good.
Good. Hello, Dat.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Dat?
I'm fine, thanks.
Good. Excuse me. Can everyone turn their cameras on, please, if you haven't turned it on already? Hello, Bao Ling.
Hello, teacher.
How are you, Bao Ling?
I'm good, thank you. Can I turn off my camera because my house is being built, so it's a little bit noisy and dirty.
Oh, really? What is happening in your house?
My house is being built.
It's
My
being
mom.
built.
Yes, my mom fixed the toilet.
Okay. So your house is being built. I'm trying to make sense of that in English. But your house is already built because you live in it. Do you mean your house is being
renovated?
renovated?
Not built. Yes.
Yeah,
Renovated.
renovated. Yeah. Does that make sense, Bao Ling?
Yes.
Yeah. So your house is being renovated.
Okay.
Is the word in English renovated? Renovated.
Yes.
Yeah, because of course your house is already built because you are living in it.
Yes.
But if you but if you change something inside, it's called renovation is the noun, and
Yes.
renovated is the verb. Okay, so what is happening to your house, Bao Ling? What are they doing? What
Um,
is changing?
my mom changed the drama and the toilet.
Ah, okay. Okay. So everything will be new. Is that right? Oh,
Yes.
good. Very good. I hope it is an improvement.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so I just check to see who is here. So we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, well, it's after past, so I think we will get started. So hello, everyone, and it's great to see you again. And sorry I couldn't be with you last weekend. I'm sure Mrs. Ha told you I was in the hospital getting my appendix taken out. For those of you who are not sure, the appendix is in your stomach area. Okay, and this is quite a common operation, not quite so common for older people. I think it's more common for people your age to have an appendix out. But anyway, it was no problem. I was only in the hospital for 2 days, and now I'm feeling much better, feeling fine. So I missed you all, so it's great to see you all again. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're doing today. All right, so I know none of you are sitting the Ielts test soon, which is good because it gives you more time to practice and learn. This is something I talked with the class that I had earlier this morning about, okay? Often students will say to me, I need to learn more words. I'm not learning enough words. How do I do that? And my answer to that is, please don't try and learn lists of words that you see online. If you go online and you look up words to learn for the Ielts test, you will see many lists of words that people say you should know these words, which is fine, but just to try and learn words off a list is very difficult, as I'm sure you already know. Just to try and learn maybe 100, 200 words and try to remember them and try to remember how to use them is very, very hard. What I suggest, a much easier way and a more fun way, is to learn the words in context. What I mean by that is learn how they work in a sentence and learn them by reading stories. That way is much more interesting for you, and you are also much more likely to remember the word if you read it as part of a story. So that's what in context means. So don't try and learn the word just by itself. Learn it as part of a sentence or as a story. So again, I suggest this to you. Look at websites such as ABC News or CNN. There are many other websites as well, but these are two that I like because they have lots of interesting stories about many different things, not just news, but all sorts of things happening in the world. Okay, you can also listen to the videos that they have on these sites to get yourself used to listening to English, and you can learn new vocabulary in context. And as always, I know I keep telling you this, but as always, you must try and do something 10 minutes every day. 10 minutes every day. Remember how you learned to speak Vietnamese when you were a small child? Well, actually, you probably don't because it happened so naturally. But you listened to Vietnamese right from when you were a baby. You had Vietnamese speaking all around you. When you first went to school and learned how to read and write, you would go outside the classroom and Vietnamese would be written everywhere. Okay, so you are always practicing, whether you thought about that as practice or not. And of course, most people don't because you just do it naturally. And that is the sort of thing you need to do when you're practicing your English. You need to try and surround yourself with English 10 minutes every day. And the easiest way to surround yourself is by reading a story or looking at a video or listening to the voice that goes with a video. This is the easiest way to do it and the quickest way to learn new words and also how sentences are structured. I hope that makes sense and I hope that's helpful. But this is a much better way than just trying to learn a long list of words and trying to remember them. That is very difficult. So try to learn new vocabulary in context as part of a sentence or a story. One thing I see when I'm looking at your homework is I still see people making mistakes with articles. Remember, these three words are articles: a, an, and the. They are only small words, as you know, but if you want to get a high score in IELTS, by high score, I mean 7 or 8, you need to be able to use articles correctly. And again, the easiest way to do this is just to read English stories. And you will see how articles are used, which ones are used, and when they are used. So like I say here, no one likes doing grammar exercises. Okay, no one enjoys this. Much better to read an interesting story and to learn grammar through that. All right. Does that make sense to you, Kang Ling? Hello,
Yes.
Kang Ling. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Not Kian. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, does that make sense to you, what I said, not Kian?
Yes.
Yeah, so again, everyone try to learn new vocabulary when you are reading a story or you are listening to a story. That is the easiest way. Sorry, not Kian, did you say something?
No, maybe no.
Okay, all right. If you have any question, not Kian, please let me know. Okay. For example, you, not Kian, you write, you have many, many good ideas, not Kian. Okay. You have no trouble thinking of ideas. Okay. What you do have trouble with, of course, is the grammar. Okay. You still have trouble with the grammar. So yeah, don't worry. Don't cover your face. Again, just read some more stories and you will see how the grammar works, not Kian. Okay, just look at other stories online, okay, and see how the sentences are structured. That is how you can practice the best. Okay, all right, everyone. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be looking at speaking. I'm going to play you a video in just a moment of someone doing the Part 1 speaking test, just to give you an idea of how this should be done. Then I'm going to review the process diagram that you did for me a couple of weeks ago, the one about the chocolate factory. Okay, then we're going to look at another process diagram. That's what we're doing today. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, are there any questions, by the way? Any questions? All right. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share this with you now. All right. So what we're going to look at now is a student doing Part 1 of the IELTS test. Now, this student got a score of band 8 in the IELTS. So they did a pretty good job. So what I want you to do is just listen, and I will give you some suggestions as we're going as to the sort of things this person is doing and what they are doing right, and also what they are doing wrong. They are not perfect. They didn't get a band 9, so they still made some mistakes, but they were good enough to get a band 8. So what you are going to hear is a student at band 8 level answering Part 1 questions. Try me.
Yes.
Okay, I will start playing the video, try me. Please tell me if you can't hear or see it, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so where are you from?
Okay, did you hear and see that, try me?
Yes, I can hear it.
Okay, great. Okay, everyone, please watch and listen to this.
I am from a small town in Romania, so I grew up in a really small town and then I moved to a larger city near to my town. and it's called Negrești. So it's difficult for foreigners to pronounce it.
Okay, so as you all know, this is a very common part one question. Where are you from? And you can see that the student, and you should be able to see the writing, how they replied in writing, okay? They answered in what? 2 sentences, but the first sentence is full of several different phrases, okay? So they didn't just say, I'm from Romania, okay? They gave a longer explanation, all right? They talked about how big their town was, all right? Then they moved, all right? So they gave more information than just saying, I'm from Romania. So remember in part one questions, and we will practice this a little later on, okay? You need to give more than just a 1 or 2 word answer. You need to give a bit more information. By the way, Romania, where the student is from, is in Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe, not far from Russia, I think.
Mm-hmm. And do you like your hometown?
I didn't like it when I was a child. I like it now because it's a small town, a small community where you can raise your children with no problems, with no bad influences. So it's a good place where you can grow up and be a decent person.
Okay, so maybe there are 1 or 2 words here you are not sure of. This one here, community, is a synonym for a group of people who live together. There is a community of people in your apartment building, for example, a community of people in your school. Community is just another way of saying a group of people, but it's a good formal word to know. So she's talking about it's a small town, a small community, a small group of people where you can raise your children with no problems. See, she gives a longer explanation about the town. She doesn't say, yes, I like my hometown, or no, I don't like my hometown. Okay, she gives an explanation for her answer. And you might remember, and we'll do a bit more about this later, that when you give an answer, you should always give an explanation and then, if possible, an example. So remember, answer the question, explanation, and an example. Just like, by the way, and we will do this, I know I do this with my other students in another class, when you do writing task 2, you always answer the question, give an explanation, give an example in the writing as well. So this is a very well-known formula for doing well at Ielts. Answer the question, give an explanation, and give an example. So she answers the question, I didn't like it, okay? But then she says, I like it now because. She explains why. All right? A decent person, decent here is just a synonym meaning good person. A decent person, decent is a synonym for good.
Mm-hmm. Good. And how often do you visit your hometown?
Now that I'm living in Ireland, probably I will visit it. Well, I will visit once or twice a year. But when I lived in the other city in Iași, I went to Negrești maybe twice a month.
Okay, again, you can see she gives a slightly longer answer. Okay, she could have stopped here. Probably I will visit once or twice a year. But then she gives an expanded answer. She said when she was living in a different city, she maybe went twice a month. Okay, so this gives her a chance to, well, explain a bit further and also show a little bit more of her vocabulary.
Mm-hmm. And how do you think your hometown could be improved?
Well, because it's a small community, maybe just improve the job offers, try to raise the local economy, most of the people that are living there are farmers or they are working in construction. So maybe just improve that part and they can live better.
Again, you can see she gives quite a long answer, okay? Not just one sentence, but 2 or 3 sentences. And this is what you should aim for with all part 1 questions, 2 or 3 sentences. Like I said before, don't give one-word answers. That is a no-no. If you want to get a higher score, you need to give 2 or 3 sentences as answers.
Now let's talk about your childhood. Did you have a nice childhood?
Yes, I did. Like I said, it was a small community, so my parents knew every neighbors that we had. They weren't afraid to leave me with kids on the street just to play or let me out in the night going with my friends to have some fun. So it was nice.
Okay, I'll just go back a wee bit here. So I want to show you something.
To leave me.
All right, so I said to you before, this student got a band 8 in Ielts, which is a very good score, but she still made some mistakes, which is why she didn't get a band 9. Here is one mistake, very small mistake, but neighbors in this context doesn't have an S on the end. Okay, neighbor can be both plural and singular. All right, here she uses a wrong preposition. Let me out in the night to going with my friends. Let me out in the night to going with my friends. To is the wrong preposition here. She should have said and going with my friends. So like I say, she is not perfect, but it doesn't matter. She's still got an 8 by making small mistakes. So you don't need to worry if you make a small mistake and then you later think, oh no, I made a small mistake. Doesn't matter. So you can still get a high score by making some small mistakes.
With kids on the street just to play or let me out in the night going with my friends to have some fun. So it was nice.
What is your first memory?
My first memory is a funny one. I was 2 years and a half and I ran from my grandparents' house to go to kindergarten where my aunt was going. So I missed her so much that I ran out of the house and come back with her.
Okay, she has made another mistake here. Just to see if anyone knows what it is. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, so she says here, I was 2 years and a half, which isn't correct English. Do you know what she should have said?
Maybe
I was what? I was
uh, two years older 2 years or something.
You are almost the right idea. Bao Trang. Bao Trang.
I think I was half 2 years.
Not quite. Not quite. Viet Ang. Any idea? She says
I
I
have no
was
idea.
She says I was 2 years and a half. That is not correct English. Okay. Dat.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Do you know what she should have said, Dat?
Excuse me, can you repeat?
Okay, please pay attention, Dat. Okay. I was 2 years and a half is not correct English. Do you know what it should be? Not sure? Okay. Bao Ling.
I think replace 2 years to 2 years old.
You still need to have the half somewhere. Where does the
Yes.
half go, Bao Ling? What do you think?
few years and a half. I don't have any idea.
Not sure. Okay. Kang Ling.
A half and 2 years old.
Not quite. Not Kian. Not Kian.
Well, I guess you must be so hopeless to find me.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure, but
Okay.
is that 2 years old and a half?
Close. You're getting closer. Okay. Try me. Did I ask you? Sorry, try me. Have I asked you before?
No.
What do you think?
Uh,
I was 2 years and a half. That's not quite correct English.
I was half 2 years.
Close. The answer, everyone, is I was 2.5 years old. Okay? I was 2.5 years old. Okay, so that's what she should have said. I was 2.5 years old. So again, like I was saying, she is making some small mistakes. Obviously, you still understand what she means, but she can still make some small mistakes and get a band 8. So if you are worried that your English is not perfect, don't worry, okay? If you want a band 7 or 8, you can still make some mistakes like this.
A few hours later.
And when you were a child, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I always loved medicine, pharmacy, science in general. So I knew I would be a biology teacher, a doctor, a pharmacist, something that related with the science part.
And what hobbies did you have
As
when
a
you were
child? Well, I tried a lot of hobbies. I tried singing, I tried sports, I did actually karate. I did a lot of them, but I never found one that it suits me 100%. So I don't think I have a hobby.
Everyone.
I hope you enjoy.
So that's probably enough for the moment. So you can see one that she gave detailed answers to all those questions, 2 or 3 sentences. Okay. Number 2, the other thing I'd like you to note is notice her style of speaking. She talked very naturally, okay, just like her and the teacher were maybe sitting in a cafe, having a cup of coffee, or having an ice cream or something like that. So she didn't try and give a speech. She just talked to the teacher just naturally and normally. And that is the sort of thing you should do as well. You don't need to give a speech for this. You just need to talk just like you would talk to a friend or just like you would talk to your parents. Again, you might have noticed she didn't say or ah, hardly at all. So she was quite fluent, which is one reason why she got a band 8. So even though she made some mistakes with grammar and in some of her word choices, overall, her performance is good because she was fluent, she gave detailed explanations, okay, and she used things like tenses correctly. She talked about past tense when she was a child. She used that correctly. So those are the sorts of things that will get you a good mark. So we're going to practice that ourselves right now. Are there any questions, by the way, about what she did? All right. Kang Ling, going to start with you, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I want you to try and do the same sort of thing that she was doing, all right? When I ask you these questions. Kang Ling, where are you from?
Yes, I'm from Lạc Sen, a North Province in Vietnam, where is a small city with a mountainous view. So it was a peaceful place for everyone to live.
Okay, very good, Kang Ling. That's good. Okay, do you like your hometown, Kang Ling?
Absolutely. I really love my hometown when I was a child, because I grew up in here with my family, so they are around us in the area members, my friends, my relatives, Everyone is so familiar with me, so I will love my city.
Okay, that's very good, Kang Ling. So Kang Ling is doing a very good job here. You can listen. Kang Ling is giving me 2 or 3 sentences of detail, which is very good. Okay, she is describing things. You will also notice Kang Ling that she is talking to me just like we are having a cup of coffee. Okay, or just like I am one of her friends. She is talking to me very casually. Also, Kang Ling is not saying or very much. Okay, so she is very fluent. So this is good, Kang Ling. Okay. All right, thank you. Not Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, not Kian. Where is your hometown?
Well, my hometown is capital in Vietnam, a small country in the Southeast Asia.
Okay, so what you would say about your hometown, not Kian, what you need to say to me is, my hometown is Hanoi. Okay?
Oh.
My hometown is Hanoi. What is Hanoi? Not Kian, what is it?
It's the capital of Vietnam.
Correct. My hometown is Hanoi. It's the capital city of Vietnam. About how many people does Hanoi have in it? About.
It's about 8 million.
Okay. All right. So can you please put all those together for me this time? Okay, not Kian? Okay. I'll ask you again. Where is your hometown, not Kian?
My hometown is Hanoi. It's the capital city of Vietnam. The population of Hanoi is about 8 million.
Okay,
And
good.
Vietnam is just a small country in the Southeast Asia. But I learned so much.
Okay. All right, that's fine. So that's better, not Kian. Okay, so 2 or 3 sentences just about Hanoi. All right, and of course you can say anything. All right, Hanoi has about 8 million people. It's a very big city. It has a lot of traffic and a lot of pollution. Okay, anything like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Not Kian, do you like your hometown?
When I was a child, I didn't like it very much because my parents said that the Western countries developed so much that our country will be left over. But when I grew up, I don't know how the effort of the government for the dwellers, and I'm very proud of it.
Okay, good. Okay, and stop there. Stop there, not Kian. That's good. Okay, that's good. So you gave me more detail then. That was very good, not Kian. So again, this is the sort of thing you need to do for part 1, just like that. Okay, good. All right, Tra Mi.
Yes,
Okay, where are you from, Tra Mi?
I'm currently living in Hanoi. It's such a bustling metropolis that I find really captivating.
Okay, do you like Hanoi?
Obviously, I love Hanoi so much because it has so much to see and do. For example, if you want to watching films, you can get to the cinema around you, and it also offers me a wide range of entertainment, such as shopping mall or some sport activities. So yeah, I love Hanoi very much.
Okay, that's great. That was a very good answer, Tra Mi. So everyone, listen how Tra Mi said, for example. Okay, she gave an example about why she likes Hanoi so much. All right, and there are many. This is not difficult for you. Okay, you are all intelligent, clever young people. So of course you can think of many things that you like about Hanoi. The culture, walking around Hon Kiem Lake, going to the movies, going to a favorite cafe, many places to go with your friends. Okay, there are many, many things you can think of for questions like this. So you almost have the opposite problem. You have too many things to mention. So always remember, you don't need to talk for too long, just 2 or 3 sentences. One more question for you, Trami. How do you think Hanoi could be improved? Hello, Trami.
Well, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me,
Yes.
Trami?
I think yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay, so I'll start the question again, Trami. How do you think Hanoi could be improved? Hello,
Well, I
Trami.
have been living in Hanoi for 16 years, so I think I have can you hear me, teacher? I'm
I
still
can.
speaking.
Yeah, I can. I can hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Unstable.
Okay. Can you hear me, Trami?
Well,
Okay, Trami seems to be dropping in and out, so I'll go on. Sorry, Trami, you are dropping in and out a little bit. Bao Trang.
Yes.
Okay, Bao Trang, where are you from?
So I'm from Nam Định. It's located on the outskirts of Hanoi. It's just a small city, but a bit same energy like Hanoi.
Okay. Do you like your hometown?
Mm, I probably can say that I like Nam Định city the best than Hanoi, like that, because it's not really like Hanoi, but has the same energy. There are a lot of things like people, food, and things I like.
Okay, good. Okay, this is good, Bao Trang. You are giving me the right length of answer. Okay, this is good. Okay, so for the rest of you who are still to come, what I am looking for this exercise is for you to give me enough detail. Doesn't matter what you are saying, as long as you talk for 2 or 3 sentences. All right. Bao Trang, how do you think your hometown could be improved?
Um, in my, for my choice and my opinions, I think I like the ocean fashions, old fashion. So I think my hometown just developed naturally is the best.
Okay, thank you, Bao Trang. Viet Ang, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, where are you from, Viet Ang?
I'm from Hanoi. It's a capital city of Vietnam. It have a lot of pollution. Yes.
Okay, all right. So maybe a detail. I'm from Hanoi. It's the capital city of Vietnam. It is a very big city, maybe about 8 million people. There is a lot of traffic and a lot of pollution. Okay, so that just a little bit more detail, please, Viet An. Okay. Do you like Hanoi, Viet An?
Uh, yes, of course, because Hanoi is a convenient city. It easy to find job and get a high salary. But not 100%. Uh, because Hanoi have many negative. For example, it traffic jam polluted environment. Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, that's good. Your answer is the right length now, Viet Ang. That's good. Okay. Dutch, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Dutch, where are you from?
I'm from Hải Dương. It's a small conscious which is 76 kilometers from Hanoi. It took me 1.5 hours to go there.
Okay. Do you like your hometown?
Yes, I like it because when I was a child, I often go to the lake to swim with my friend or fly a kite in the afternoon and um, go go around for wind.
Okay. How do you think your hometown could be improved, Dut?
Mm, uh, are you? I'm not sure. What do you mean? Like finance or something?
Anything. How could your hometown be made a better place?
I think they should upgrade facilitate to make my hometown better or something. I'm not sure.
Okay, so you are on the right track, Dut. Okay, so you say something like, I think they need to upgrade facilities. Is that the word you were saying?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, facilities. And then you need to say, such as, what facilities?
It's like the road.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah,
and
what's wrong with the road? So you have to keep explaining.
it's like the road because I when I go to my countryside, I see one of them is broken down and it's not safe for people to go.
Okay, that's better. Okay, that's a better answer, Dat. So you need to give me more detail. Okay, so how do you think your hometown could be improved? Well, actually, of course, you can say, I don't think it needs to be improved. My hometown is perfect. So you could say that. Okay, remember, with all these questions, there is no right or wrong answer. They just want to hear you talk in English for 2 or 3 sentences. So you can say whatever you like. Doesn't matter if it's true or not. I've said this many times, as long as you are talking in correct English for 2 or 3 sentences. So for this sort of question, do you think your hometown could be improved? If you say yes, the facilities need to be improved, you need to explain what facilities. Okay, maybe it needs a swimming pool. Okay, maybe it needs better roads. Maybe it needs more parks for children to play. Whatever you like, but you do need to think of some examples for this sort of question. Okay, and Dutch, you need to speak a little more fluently. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah, because Dut, I know you have a good vocabulary. All right?
Maybe.
So yeah, I think you do. You know a lot of words already, but you just need to practice using them in this sort of conversation. Okay, so one way to do that, Dart, is you can do this by yourself by recording yourself on your phone. Do you have a phone, Dart?
Yes, I have one.
Okay, all right. So just practice just to yourself, recording yourself answering these questions. How do I think my hometown could be improved? Okay, and then, like I say, record yourself and listen back and see what you think. Okay, if you do this, several times, you will start to improve. You do get better. Okay, so this is how you practice, everyone. All right, thank you, Dart.
Yes.
Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Bao Ling, so you've heard everyone else do it, so you know what I want you to do, okay?
Yes.
Where are you from?
I'm from Taiping province. It's located in North Vietnam. It is a small town and have a slow pace of life.
Okay, do you like your hometown?
Probably I would like to say that I prefer modern life to old the old lifestyle like my hometown. So I like it a little bit because of the atmosphere in here is very fresh and comfortable. So
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's good, Bao Ling. Okay, that's all you have to say. That's good. How often do you visit your hometown?
I'm not really often go to there because my family are busy. I just go there when I have a time, and uh if my family have a gather in my hometown.
Okay, that's fine. This is good. The length of answer to these questions is good, Bao Ling. Okay. Another answer to that question could be, how often do you visit your hometown? You can say, not very often, maybe once or twice a year. We go sometimes to visit my family, but otherwise we prefer to stay in Hanoi. Okay,
Yes.
so that is another answer like that. All right, and finally, Bao Ling, how do you think your hometown could be improved?
I would like to see more entertainment places such as a cinema or park. Um, so this would be more interesting.
Little bit longer, Bao Ling. Tell me more.
This would be more interesting if uh, let me think. It would be more interesting if we can um hang out more than just stay at home in my hometown to see the garden or
Okay, this is fine, Bao Ling. Okay, you're
yes.
coming up with the right ideas. And please, everyone, try not to feel nervous when we are doing these exercises. Okay, this is just practice. We're just practicing. Okay, so no need to feel nervous. This is not a test. Okay, but this is just getting you more used to answering these questions. All right, so I will ask you once again, Bao Ling, because in the end your answer was okay, but of course it wasn't very fluent because you kept stopping to think of things. So just
Yes.
remember, think of one or two things and then just give an example of why that would make it better. So I'll ask you the question again. How do you think your hometown could be improved, Bao Ling?
I would like to see more entertainment places, like a cinema and a park. So it would be more interesting. Additionally, if my hometown improve more public transportation, that would make make my hometown more easier for everyone to go to there.
Okay, much better, Bao Ling, much better. So what you need to improve on is you just need to relax a little bit more.
Okay.
Okay, so your answer is absolutely fine. Okay, your answer is good, but I know because you are feeling a little bit stressed and nervous, your voice gets very high. So we will keep practicing this. So our goal, and this is not just you, Bao Ling, but for everyone, our goal is, remember, to treat it just like you are talking to me. We are having a cup of cha or a cup of cafe, Okay, we are sitting in a cafe just chatting. Just chatting, all right? So you don't need to feel like you have giving a speech in front of the class. You are just trying to talk to me naturally, like you talk to your mum or dad or one of your friends. So that is what our goal is. Okay, so that is what we are aiming for. Okay, thank you, Baoling. All right, thank you, everyone. So you all actually did very well as far as the length of answers goes. That is good. Some of you, I know, made some little mistakes with grammar, but I'm not too worried about that just for the moment. We have time to practice that. And as you saw from the video I showed you, that student got a band 8 and they still made some mistakes with grammar. Okay, so but you don't need to worry. Of course, you don't want to make mistakes, but if you do make some small mistakes, don't worry about it. You can still get a high score as long as you are fluent and giving 2 or 3 sentence answers to the question. Okay. Are there any questions? Anyone with anything to do with that? Okay. So, all right, now we're going to go on to writing. Actually, just before we do that, I will share with you, just going back to the articles I was talking about before. Viet Ang,
Yeah, teacher.
can you remember what the 3 articles are? 3 article words?
Keep it simple.
No, not that. That is kiss, okay? The articles I was showing you before. There are 3 article words. Can you remember what they are?
Pause.
Not quite. Not quite, Viet Ang. That.
Oh, yes.
Can you remember what the 3 article words are?
And the.
Correct. Thank you, Dat. Okay, Viet Ang?
Yeah,
Viet
teacher.
Ang? Okay, so the 3 article words are a, an, and the. Okay, a, and the. Okay, their name is article words in grammar, okay? And they are very important. You must learn to use these properly if you want to get a high score. So what I've shared with you now is an article from CNN about dry eye syndrome. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay. Can you please read for me the paragraph I've just highlighted, Kang Ling?
Okay. Dry eye syndrome occurs when the eyes cannot produce enough tears to keep them moist and how can you read it?
This word is lubricated. Lubricated.
Okay. Lubricated. Dry eye syndrome is a common condition. The dryness may cause a burning or stinging feeling in the eye, redness and blurry vision.
Okay, good, Kang Ling. So do you understand what the paragraph is talking about?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so I know even maybe 1 or 2 of the words are new. You can still understand the paragraph, can't you? Okay, so what I'm showing you this paragraph for is to give you an example of the sort of thing I want you to practice during your 10 minutes. So you can see, for example, here is a word that was new to Kang Ling. Okay, this word here is lubricated. Lubricated, not Kian. Hello?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, not Kian. What is a synonym for lubricated? Can you give me one?
Well, let's see.
You can probably guess without looking it up. Okay, you can guess from the context of the sentence. What do you think it might mean?
is maybe sleepy. And
Not
I mean,
sleepy. Not
no,
sleepy.
no. I mean, wait.
Okay, I ask Trami. Trami.
Yes.
Okay, lubricated. Trami, do you know what this means?
I think it's the disease why the eye is dry.
But what does lubricated mean? What does the word lubricated means? Can you give me a synonym?
Uh, I I don't have any idea.
Okay, bao trang. Bao trang.
Yes.
The synonym I'm thinking of is a very short word, 3 letters, begins with W.
I think it's wet.
Yes, wet. Correct. Okay. Lubricated, everyone, means wet. Okay. So now you have learned, just by looking at this one paragraph, you've already learned one new word. A formal way of saying wet is lubricated. Okay. I could easily put the word wet into the sentence. It would mean exactly the same thing. Moist also means a little bit wet. So tears keep your eyes a little bit wet and more wet, okay, is what those words mean. But these are more formal words, moist and lubricated. So this is the sort of thing you will learn by reading words in context, reading them as part of a story. It will help you remember what the words mean. All right, dry eye syndrome. Syndrome, by the way, another word you might not be familiar with. You can look it up if you like. What it basically means is dry eye. It's not quite it doesn't quite mean disease, but it means problem. Problem. Dry eye problem is a common condition. And to paraphrase this paragraph, dry eye syndrome happens when your eyes are not wet enough. Okay, and when you have dry eyes, maybe you get a burning or stinging feeling. And your eyes become red and your vision becomes blurry, which means you can't see properly. So maybe this is another word. This adjective here, blurry vision, means you can't see well. My vision is blurry. So we are looking at this paragraph for 2 reasons. One, it shows you how you can very quickly learn new words in context, okay, which helps you remember them. And the other reason is to look where the articles are. Okay. Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, Viet Ang, how many articles are there in this sentence that I've just highlighted? How many articles?
It is one. Yes, it's
Correct. Correct. And what is the article, Viet Ang?
the article is the eyes.
Correct. Okay, the eyes. Okay, so just remember, you know this already, I'm sure, but just to remind you, articles usually come before nouns. Most nouns have an article in front of them. Unfortunately, not always, which is why you have to practice this. But most nouns have an article in front of them. Okay, here's another one here in this sentence. Dry eye syndrome is a condition. Condition is a noun. Okay, this adjective, okay, but you still need the a because you have a noun coming up. Okay, again, you have here the eyes. A noun needs the article in front of it. So reading paragraphs like this starts to give you a feeling of where articles come and what article is correct, whether it's the, a, or an. Trami.
Yes.
What does lubricated mean?
It's mean wet.
Correct. Dat.
Yes.
What does moist mean? This word here. Can you remember? I said it before. What does moist mean?
Sorry, I forgot.
Okay, Bao Ling.
It mean wet too.
It does. It means a little bit wet.
Yes.
Moist means a little bit wet. Okay, good. So I hope everyone, now you've learnt at least 2 new words. Maybe even 3 with syndrome. Syndrome is like another word for condition or a problem that affects your health. Okay, so lubricated is a great formal word to know. Just means wet. That's all it means. Okay, and moist is also a good formal word to know, means a little bit wet. Okay, Dat?
Yes.
Okay, so moist means just a little bit wet. Okay, lubricated means wet, more wet.
Oh.
All right, so this is why I'm showing you this. This is a story from CNN Health. It just shows you how you can very quickly learn new vocabulary, all right, as part of a story, so it's easier to remember. You also know where things like articles are used, okay, and you also learn something anyway. You learn about dry eye syndrome, okay. What is that? All right. Okay, time for some writing. First thing I'm going to look at is the homework that you all did for me at least a couple of weeks ago now. Yes, you were correct, not Kian. Thank you. Okay, remember this? How we make chocolate? Okay, I'm going to go very quickly through each of you with the writing you did. Trami, can you hear me, Trami?
Yes.
Okay, so the only mistake you made, Trami, okay, was here. Can you see what you've written?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, why did you write battled, by the way, Trami?
I think I look up for Google Translate. Battle is mean like the synonym of being dry.
Okay, because battle, of course, means to fight. Okay, so obviously it was completely the wrong word. I just wanted to know where you got that. I was surprised. Where did battle come from? Yeah.
Yes.
Why are the beans fighting? I don't know. Okay, so obviously the word is baked. All right. All right. But the rest of it is fine, Trami. Just a couple of quick grammar mistake. Okay, here. All right. And crushed is better than smashed for this sort of sentence, Trami. Smashed means to really destroy something. All right. Whereas crushed, you generally just make something into small pieces. Does that make sense, Trami?
Yes.
Okay, so to smash something, smashed is worse than crushed. Okay, smashed means you absolutely destroy something. Maybe there's nothing left. So that's not the right word to use with, because we still want some beans to make the chocolate. So crushed is the word. Crushed just means to make into small pieces. Any questions, Trami?
No, thank you, teacher.
Okay, good. Dat.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Dat. Can you see your writing?
Yes, I can.
Okay, Dat. So number 1, remember to leave a space between the paragraphs, okay?
Yes.
Very important. If you do this in a test, they will take a mark off you for this. So this is part of punctuation. Okay, you must leave a space between the different paragraphs. Okay. Here is an example. Can you see where I've highlighted that here?
Yes.
Okay, so what is missing here, Dart?
Is the.
Correct. Okay, so you missed an article. Okay, so you need factory is a noun, of course, so it needs an article in front of it. In this case, the factory. Okay, and the only other small mistake, into is one word, da. Okay, not two words.
Oh.
Okay, but the rest of that is fine. Bao Ling.
I just
Okay, Bao Ling. So, same thing for you. Please remember to leave a space between the paragraphs.
yes.
Okay, otherwise you will lose a mark. Okay, the fermented beans are subsequently, all right, and you just use the wrong form of the word here. It should be spread in the sun to dry, not spreaded. There's no such word as spreaded. It is not a word. It has to be spread.
Yes.
Okay. And here you can see I have made your writing a bit simpler by crossing some parts out which you don't need.
Yes.
Okay, can you read this whole sentence for me, please, Bao Ling?
Yes. At the next stage, the cocoa beans are roasted and then crushed and the outer shell removed.
Good reading. Okay, so you can see I've made the sentence now very simple, but it is correct. Okay, so you didn't need anything about reaching the chocolate facilities, okay? And you didn't need to say they are crushed through the crusher. Okay, you don't need to say that.
Yes.
Remember KISS, Bao Ling. What does that stand for? KISS.
Keep it simple.
Yes, keep it simple. Okay, just give a simple explanation is all you need to do. Okay, and you can get a score in the IELTS of 7 or 8 just by keeping it simple.
Yes.
Okay, because you are not making any mistakes. Okay.
Yes.
And finally, you used a wrong word here. Released is not quite the correct word. Okay, you see they are pressed.
Yes.
All right, which is what it says actually in the diagram. You can see it says pressed. Okay, not released. So you can just copy the same word from the diagram. Any questions, Bao Ling?
No.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I should check. Feng Ling, are you here yet? Feng Ni, are you here? Okay. Nok 2 isn't here either. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay, Kang Ling. So, just looking at the corrections I've made to your writing,
Yes.
Kang Ling. Okay. This sentence here, okay, didn't quite make sense. Hopefully you can see how I have changed it.
Yes, I can.
And again, I've made it very simple. Like I was saying before to Bao Ling, you can still get a score of 7 or 8 just by writing simply, as long as it is correct. Right? So I have written, in fact, I'll get you to read it. Please read this sentence for me, Kang Ling.
The cacao beans are removed from the pod, fermented, and dried under the sun.
Okay, good. So you can see, very simple. All I've
Yeah.
said, the cacao beans have taken from their pods, they're fermented and dried. Okay, that is the process. Very simple.
I
Okay,
imagine
yeah. So you can almost imagine, almost you are describing this to a young child. Okay, someone younger than you.
Yeah.
All right, just as simply as that. Just look at the diagram and say, how can I say this very simply to someone who is young? Okay, so just say the cacao beans, they're taken from the pods, they're fermented, and they're dried. Okay, very easy, very simple. That's all you have to do. Okay, and again, then I've just changed some of your sentences, same thing, just to make them a bit more simple. Any questions for me, Kang Ling?
Oh, yes, I had a question that in the past one, we can write it really short. Is it okay?
You can write it really short. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, because after we delete the word, it will be a little short. So is it okay?
It still should be, okay, this is a good question. It still should be around 150 words. Okay. All right. So you have to maybe describe the process, still keeping it simple, but just talk a little bit more about each step. Okay. You can see there are 10 steps here, so there is plenty to talk about. So,
Okay.
so for example, and I'm still using simple language, but I can look at this and say, the cacao tree is grown in South America, Africa, and Indonesia. The ripe red pods are then harvested and the white cocoa beans are taken from the pods. After the beans are taken from the pods, they are fermented and then they are left in the sun to dry. Step 5 in the process, the beans are put into large sacks and then they are taken by train or lorry to the factory. Okay, so you can see, I hope, Kang Ling, I'm still using very simple language, all right?
Yes, I understand it. I got it.
But
Thank you.
but I am talking a bit more about each step in order to get my word total up to 150. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. But yeah, good question. Okay, who is next? Viet Ang.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay, Viet Ang. So again, your writing is mostly correct, but I have needed to correct some of the grammar, okay, and some of the sentence structure. Okay, so for example, see in this, can you read this sentence here for me, Viet Ang?
Secondly, the beans are removed, then fermented and freezed in the sun to dry.
Okay, so the same as I was saying to Kang Ling. You see, I've made the sentence very simple. Okay, you can see in the diagram, okay, the beans are removed, then they're fermented, and then they're spread in the sun to dry. Very simple, Viet Ang. So that's all you have to do.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, teacher.
Again, pretend you are describing this process to someone younger than you, okay? And you need to describe it very simply. So you are just telling the story. And I'm sure you've heard me use this word before. You are just telling the story of what happens to the beans, how they are turned into chocolate. So that's all you have to do. Just tell the story very simply. So it doesn't have to be complicated. Just going back to your writing here, Viet Ang. Okay, so again, this part here where you said the pods will be roasted to remove outer shells and get beans crushed isn't quite correct. You'll see how I have changed it into correct English, I hope. Do you have any questions, Viet Ang?
Yes, no, yes.
Okay, no question for me? You don't have any question. Hopefully you can see how I have corrected your sentence. Again, just have a look at it. If you have any questions, please ask. Nok Kian.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, Nok Kian. So, again, it's a little bit short, all right? Remember, this would need to be, for an essay, about 150 words. Okay, so just keep that in mind. If you are doing this in an exam, this would need to be longer. All right. You'll notice that I have just mainly put in small words. Okay, you have the linking words here like and that you missed out. Okay, and you just missed out some words in the process, but again, simple words like in the sun. Okay, so obviously there should be an article in here, should be in the sun. Okay, same here, the outer shell. removed. Does that make sense, not Kian?
Okay.
So again, you have the right idea, not Kian, okay? You are describing the process correctly, but you are just missing out some of the words that you need to make it correct. Any questions?
No.
Okay. All right. I don't think I've missed anyone out. No. Okay, everyone. So what we are doing for the rest of the lesson, okay, and this is your homework, all right, is to look at this, which is another process diagram. This one is a little bit more complex, but not much. It's only a little bit more complex because the diagram isn't as pretty as the chocolate making one. So what you will have to do for me is use pot, as always, to answer this question. Dat.
Yes.
Okay, what does the P in pot stand for, Dat?
The P stand for paraphrase.
Correct. Okay, so Dat, can you please paraphrase for me now? Just talk to me. What is this diagram showing?
This diagram describes.
Yes. Okay. So this is what you are paraphrasing. Okay. This is what you are paraphrasing, where I've highlighted it here.
Describe the process of using water to produce electricity.
Okay, so you have to paraphrase that. All right, so that is just copying the title. Remember, you need to paraphrase this. So this is the first paragraph of your essay.
Oh.
Okay, so you need to paraphrase this somehow. Bao Ling.
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you paraphrase this for me, Bao Ling? Just talk to me. Let's go through it step by step. What can you say instead of diagram, for example?
The process chart.
Correct. Okay. What can you say instead of shows?
In illustrate.
Correct. Okay. What can you say maybe instead of process?
Let me think.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder. Okay. Kang Ling.
Yes.
Okay. So far we've got illustrates instead of shows. What can we use maybe instead of process?
A process.
What can we use instead? Remember, we're paraphrasing. What word can we use instead of process?
There's except from process.
Okay, you might have to change the structure of the sentence a little bit, of course.
Yes. Maybe processing.
I'm thinking of a word, okay, Kang Ling, that begins with H. Okay, short word. Very short word, begins with H.
Really?
Really doesn't begin with H. Okay, very short word beginning with H. Not Kian, can you think of it? Not Kian?
Well, I have
Instead
no
of
idea
saying
about it.
instead of saying process, I'm thinking of a short word beginning with H. Very short, very simple word. You know this word.
Well,
Not sure? Okay. Trami.
Is how.
Yes, it's how, everyone. How. This
What?
picture or process chart illustrates how. Please continue, Trami. How what?
How electricity produced.
Almost how electricity
is produced.
Correct. Okay. Thank you,
By,
Trami.
yes,
Yeah. By.
by using water.
Correct, Trami. Very good. Okay. So there we have straight away, we have a paraphrase just like that. This process chart illustrates how electricity is produced using water. All right. Not Kian, does that make sense to you now?
Yes.
Okay, so the paraphrase, again, doesn't have to be complicated. You're just thinking of another way of explaining it. All right? This process chart illustrates how electricity is produced. What's another way we could say it? What's another phrase we can use instead of produced? That. How electricity is, instead of saying produced, we could use a word beginning with M.
make
Yeah, made.
make
Yeah, electricity is made. Okay. Again, very simple. We're just using simple words, but those are the sort of things you need to think of. All right, so there we have our paraphrase. Okay, now we need our overview paragraph. Little bit difficult, okay? Little bit more difficult than when we're describing the findings on a chart, sorry, on a graph or on a pie chart. But the overview basically will say, well, the overview basically, you describe very simply what happens here. Okay? Bao Ling.
Yes. Yes.
Can you give me just a very quick overview of what we are looking at here?
The sea, I don't, the sun is assigned to the seas, and
Yep.
then the water go up. So then while the water go up and make it into evaporation, and it's turned to the rain, and
Yeah, go on. Yeah, you
yes,
have the right idea. You have the right idea, Barling. So remember, you are explaining this to me like I am a small child. Okay? Like I am your little sister. All right? You're trying to tell your little sister how electricity is made using this picture.
yes, and it's stored in the receiver, and then it's going to the full and
So
go to the tubing.
okay, you are right. You are right. Remember, this is the overview, so only one or two sentences can be quite short. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, Dat.
yes.
Can you have a go at the overview, please? So you heard what Bao Ling was saying. I think I need it a little bit shorter and more simple. So what is happening in this diagram? And again, what I want you to do, imagine you're explaining this to someone who is much younger than you. Okay? So tell me the story of this diagram.
The sun hit the water, and it turned into the air, and
Okay, already it is getting a bit too long, Duck. Okay, you're spending too long on this bit. I only want one or two sentences. Okay, overview. Remember, overview is a summary of what happens. Okay, let's see who else can have a go. Kang Ling.
Yes,
Okay, Kang Ling, your overview, please.
my
All right.
favorite.
Yeah, let me give you a suggestion. Okay, yeah, we'll start with water is taken from the reservoir. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, so remember everyone, the overview is a summary. So at this stage, you don't need to talk about the sun shining on the sea and evaporating. This is all material you can use in the detail paragraph. All you're doing in the overview is just a quick summary of what is happening. So like I say, for example, you can start off by saying water comes from the reservoir. Then what happens? Kang Ling?
And then move to turbine.
Okay, this word, everyone, is pronounced turbine. Turbine. Okay, a turbine, in case you're not sure, is something. I'm trying to think of the simple word to explain this. A turbine is like a drum that spins very fast around that is covered in copper wire, okay, that generates electricity when it is spun very fast. This is how electricity is made. But you don't need to know what a turbine is. You don't need to know exactly, except that you know it is used to generate electricity. So, sorry, Kang Ling, please start again. Water comes from the reservoir to where?
To the turbine.
Correct. And then?
And then it will be transported to the transformer stations, and that they like they let me think some. They will take it to every factory house.
Okay, you're getting closer. Trami.
Yes.
Okay, Trami, can you try this, please? So, water comes from the reservoir.
Yes, and it's taken to the turbine and then pump into the reservoir again.
That is a detail, Trami, okay?
Yes.
Okay, everyone. So what we are looking here, and I'm using this as an example because it's a little bit more complicated than the chocolate factory, okay? You can see here there are two things that happen with the water. Aren't there, Trami?
Yes.
Okay. So the one thing that happens is, as you said, water goes into the turbine, okay? Then it goes to the pump and sent back to the reservoir. All right, that is one thing. But the main thing that happens, what is this whole diagram about, Trami? It is about?
It's about power generations.
Correct. Okay, so for the overview, so the diagram, everyone, is about power generation or how to make power. So in the overview, we don't need to worry about this part. All we need to do is say how the power is made. So the water comes from the reservoir, okay, goes into the turbine where it is made into electricity, which is then sent on high voltage cables to the transformer station. And from there, it is sent to hospital, schools, and what's this? Factory, house. Does that make sense, Trami?
Yes.
Okay. Bao Trang.
Yes.
Okay, Bao Trang. So does my overview make sense to you? I'll say it again. The water comes from the reservoir, okay, goes into the turbine where it is made into electricity, which is sent by cables to the transformer station and is then sent to hospitals, schools, factories, and what is this? Bao Trang?
House.
Yes, and houses. Okay. So again, everyone, keeping it simple, okay? Just describe simply for the overview how power is made. All right, so that is the overview. Then for the detail paragraphs, of course, you break the process down a bit further into its different parts. For example, how the sun evaporates the water, okay, which is turned into rain, which helps fill the reservoir. The water, once it's been through the turbine, is pumped back into the reservoir again. Okay, so these are things for the detail paragraphs. So, what I want you to do for your homework is to please write for me, okay, the whole essay about what happens with that process diagram. So if you've been paying attention, and I hope you have, you've already heard us paraphrase the title. You've already heard my overview, very simply. How is the power produced? Okay, it comes from the reservoir, it goes into the turbine, then into the cables, then into factories and homes and hospitals. Okay, that is the overview. Very simple. Remember and keep it simple. And then in your 2 detail paragraphs, you just obviously describe in more detail what happens in the process. Kang Ling, does that make sense to you, Kang Ling?
Yes.
Okay, you know what to do. Bao Trung. Bao Trung.
Yes.
Does this make sense now, what I want you to do?
Yes.
Okay. 4 paragraphs, everyone. Okay. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detail paragraphs. Pot. Not Kian. Are you happy with this? Hello, Not Kian. Not Kian, oi. Not Kian. I can't hear you. You have your microphone off. Oh, now it's frozen. Dat.
Oh, yes.
Okay, you understand what I want you to do for your homework done?
Yes.
Okay, good. Paraphrase, overview, 2 detail paragraphs. Tra Mi, I know you know. Viet Ang.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, you
know.
understand what I want you to do?
I understand.
Okay. And Bao Ling. Bao Ling.
Yes.
Okay, you understand what I want you to do?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. All right. So please, this is your homework.
Oh no.
All right.
I'm just
Not Kian, I can hear you now. Good.
my Zoom just crashed.
All right. That's okay. You're back now. So you understand what I want you to do for the homework, not Kian?
Yes.
Okay, so I want the paraphrase, the overview, and 2 detail paragraphs. All right. This should only take you 20 minutes. All right. I've already told you what the paraphrase is and what the overview is. So this only 20 minutes, not too long. So I look forward to reading that in the next week or so. So thank you, everyone. That is the end of the lesson for today. As always, if you have any questions, please ask myself or Mrs. Ha. Otherwise, I hope you all have a wonderful week and look forward to seeing you all again next weekend. Thank you. Thăm biệt. Thăm biệt.
Okay.
Chào ba.
Oh,
Gặp lại
Chapon,
sau.
everyone. Okay.